what's really going on behind the scenes. So many of us suffer and struggle with the same sort of things, but we aren't even aware of how many others actually experience the same exact stuff as we do. So it just shows that we are not alone. First, we'll give you a vision of the numbers and actuality of many common problems that take place often in our lives. Next, we will touch on these topics and give our own personal stories along with it so you can get a look into how we have overcome these things. So does anyone know someone that is 11 years old? Raise your hand if you do. A sibling, friend, whatever. Okay, so did you know that 11 years old is the average age when a child is first exposed to internet porn? And did you know that Brazil is the second top video porn producing country in the world? And also, every single second, over $3,000 is spent on pornography, and every single second, 30,000 people are viewing pornography. So like right now, 30 more thousand people are viewing it and spending over $3,000. So could I get 10 guys and 3 girls to come up?
If you don't have 10 guys, we're going to get, like, in this
We'll
moment,
pretend
we're going to get
some are
girls who are going to
guys,
take every
but
guy.
then
So,
we need everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then can I get 3 girls? So
Can I be a guy?
girls.
Sure.
We'll be the one that's just.
Yeah, come up here, ladies. So, do we really need the 3 girls? Come over so you guys are guys in this situation.
Yeah, you need to be a guy.
Do you need more? Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I a boy or a girl?
A girl?
Okay.
I'm a girl.
You're a girl.
You're a guy.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, never mind.
You guys are.
Do you want to be a man?
So,
Everybody
Oh wait, we're gonna meet you. Rena, can you
okay, you're just gonna scooch in a little bit.
I can't scoot tomorrow.
Caleb, do you want to kneel?
Yeah,
Sure.
we need Rena.
Alright, let's scoot across.
Real men kneel.
Oh,
Don't show yet.
and you need to get the one too, because she's
Oh my gosh, I'm sandwiched between twins. And I lost my ginger.
It's our
Okay, now flip them over.
So these are the statistics. 9 of you have check marks and 1 of you has an X. So this is in the average of young men, 9 out of 10 use pornography, and that's 87%. So 87% of this group.
Okay, now flip them over.
And for the girls, 2 of you have X's and 1 of you has check marks, so that means 1 out of 3 young women also use pornography, and that's 31% of that statistics. Thank you very much. You can move
Watch your baby.
Oh, I was like, what? Sorry about that.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about substances. So first of all, how much do you think an average person drinks like pure alcohol in a year?
How much?
Yeah, how many liters?
10 liters. No, a lot.
1,000 liters.
Pure alcohol.
I would say like 5.
It's like 100%.
100.
10 liters.
1 liter.
Oh wait, like you guys, like
It's
hard.
like average. So
Like hard.
like people that don't drink are still good at this.
I have no idea.
I'd say 5 to 10.
Five?
No.
So it's actually 6.2 liters in a year. On average, every person above the age of 15. And on average, 208 million people around the world consume illegal drugs every day. So that's just something to note.
look, I can get 10 people up here.
So everyone.
Woohoo! 9 and Jake.
Wait, what?
Just want you guys in the back here. Okay, so Mark. Okay, so right now you guys are representing the amount of people in the world. Can you guys flip your things over? Okay, so in the world, 62% of high school seniors have already had sex. So that means more than half of you would have already had sex from in high school. Yes, you can just put the back here. And that equals about almost 9 million teens in the world have already had sex.
All of us were born from some people, father and mother. We may or may not have both of them right now in our family, but we're all born from father and mother. In Canada today, the amount of marriages that are divorced is just under 50%. So I have 2 people, one of them will be getting divorced. In Brazil, the divorce rate is so much lower, but it is rising so rapidly. For every 1,000 people, almost 3 marriages are being divorced. That statistic was in 2011, and it is going up so fast right now. It's been 3 years, and the increase is, I'm going to find a number for you, is like 46% increase every single year. In Brazil, in 2011, there was more than 350,000 families that were broken apart by divorce.
Can I get 5 girls to come up here, please?
Google.
Okay, so good. Go ahead and show your sheets. So the statistic of the world right now is that 1 out of 5 girls will struggle with an eating disorder throughout their life. So one of you guys. Yeah. An interesting fact. The average woman is 5 foot 4 inches and weighs 140 pounds. The average model is 5'11" and weighs 117 pounds. Most fashion models are thinner than 98% of women, and young women with anorexia is 12 times more likely to die than any other woman her age.
Okay, depression. 120 million people around the world currently suffer from some form of depression. So can I get like 6 people? 1, stand up, just stand up. You can if you want to. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you guys, the whole class represents the world, and you 6 people would have depression of the whole room. Yeah. Cool fact. Okay, so you guys can sit down. Now that you've gotten a wider view on what is really going on around us, we'd like to take you on a journey within our own lives and show you what we have personally experienced. So we will tell you, we will tell you about what we did to get where we were and what we did to get out and to where we are today. Throughout this presentation, I ask you to simply look into your own life and envision where you yourself are at in this situation and how you too can overcome it then.
off as just harmless browsing on the internet until something caught her eye, and out of curiosity, she was exposed to this dangerous world. As the addiction worsened, it started to take over every part of her life. So she didn't want to go out with friends anymore. She didn't want to talk to her family. She just wanted to sit alone in her room and on her computer. And so she started to feel worthless and alone and unloved. And she just became more angry and bitter towards people that she loved the most. So eventually it just got so bad that she wanted, even if she wanted to get out of it, she didn't even know if it was possible to do so. So this was something that I struggled with in my own life, not to the same extreme as in the video, but it still affected my life in a negative way. So I kept looking for satisfaction and fulfillment, but I was looking in all the wrong places. And as a girl, I felt like the only one in the world that struggled with it. So that kept it hidden for a while and without admitting it to anyone. If I would have stayed on that path, like in the video, I would have become isolated and depressed, and I wouldn't have engaged in relationships around me with people that care about me so much. I had an encounter with someone that showed me I didn't need that in order to be satisfied, and so instead of going down that path, I chose to turn away from it, and this person offered me a sense of freedom and forgiveness that I had never experienced before. So I made the choice to turn away from it because I saw how it was distorting my self-image and how it was distorting the view of others around me as well. So now today I have more time and more energy and effort to put into relationships around me with people I love, and I have a deeper sense of joy within me that I can overcome the desires of this world. So everyone faces temptations every single day. We all have choices to make. Whether it be sexual temptations or other kinds of temptations, we all face them. And we all have a choice to make whether we will give in to them or whether we will choose to step into the freedom that is offered to us by someone who cares about us so deeply. What will you choose?
Leading Sam astray. Leading Sam astray.
Listen to me. That's my favorite part, ready?
So in the video you just saw, it's about this teen who started out experimenting with different substances, and just at first it was to have fun at parties and just have a good time with friends, but after a while it became a necessity in his life to fill this void that he had, and more he tried to fill it with different substances, but the void just seemed to get bigger and bigger. And time after time, he tried to test the limits of his body, every time taking more and more substances, to the point where his body couldn't take it anymore, and he died at the age of 17. This was my friend. He was very close to me. We had known each other for a long time. He was a great guy. He was a great friend. He was smart. He had so much potential. And it's crazy because we were heading down the same path. We started partying together. We started trying all these different things together. And it was fun for a while, but the truth is that it didn't fill that void at all. One day, I encountered someone that completely transformed me and was able to fill that void in my life. And made me realize that this lifestyle that I was living, it was meaningless. However, my friend, he didn't encounter this person. He kept going down the path of substance abuse, and he ended up, he kept on going down that path, and it was very easy to see the destructive effects that it had on his life. The relationships he used to have that were so awesome, he started to destroy them. He'd have constant fights with people. His grades dropped. He went from being a straight A student to barely passing. And he no longer had any ambitions in life. His greatest ambition was to find the most intense high, which ultimately resulted in fatal tragedy. That could have been me. That could have been my story. But I encountered someone that completely changed that for me. Completely transformed me and made me realize how meaningless that actually was. At some point in your lives, you guys are going to have a similar decision to either try these different substances and see what happens and try and fill that void in your life in that way, or you're going to have a choice to find meaning in something else, in so many great things that are part of your life. So, what will you choose?